here. You don't want me to start saying, what up, tubes? Kill me. Okay, so I have my nice tea here. Because I've been getting therapy for my throat and my voice, and I got some really good ideas from the doctor. And I get to go back 4 more times. So this is not forever, it's not ongoing. So, I got my Krusty the Clown buttermilk crusties. I'm going to make pancakes tonight. But first I want to sit down outside a little bit because I'm tired from being out all day. And we're going to have grade A Maple Grove syrup if I don't forget to use it like I did last time. Hello, Mini fans. Minnie Manson is feeling better. There's some horrific ass trolls on the internet that I'm just blocking them left and right. Unfortunately, I get invited to the servers full of nice people, and there'll be that one person, this one lowlife who follows me everywhere. Actually, there's 2 of them. So they're both everywhere I go, and I just leave when I see them. I feel sad for people that have to go around and make people mad all the time, but you know, I guess it's funny sometimes, I guess. So let me get this shit in here like that. Whoa, whoa. Let's get that shit in there. I think I might have put too much in this shit, but maybe I didn't. Okay. So I don't want to be like my friend Bob and just leave the fucking container open. Just fold the rest over here like that. Hello, Schmackle. Oh yeah, today's Wednesday. Das Wednesday. Oh, here, let me dump this. I could never understand why my friend Bob would leave the fucking cereal box open. It's like he thought that he'd never get old or grow up. If he did like he did as a child, leaving it. He'd just crumple a bag in there and it would be exposed. Hey, fire lady. Minnie is here. Don't be scared. Minnie is here. I hope I can find those cool gummies that I saw last week. I just started thinking about them. Oh my God, they were so good. Maybe tomorrow. Tomorrow will be a big day, but just chores and things. Isn't that cute? Kiss. Hey, Cassie. Rosemary. I'm preparing this, and then I'm going to let it sit. Just for a little bit. You have to whisper when you get near it, it explodes. No, I'm kidding. Boom, bitch. Boom, bitch. We used a little boom bitchki fork. Just to move it around in there. Whoa. You know the thing about pancake mix is after you mix it, you have to let it sit for about an hour so it settles, and then it's even better. You don't have to do that, but it helps. So prepare thyselves. We will be making pancakes a little later. People always say they like the cooking shows and they want me to like taste things. I don't want to become the cooking gothic loser. You probably know who that is. Oh, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. You got to do more than just fucking like be a fat slob and cook. So, but if I add a few things like that in there to what I already do, I think you guys might be pleased. John, are you the guy that got pissed at me because you didn't like my European bathing suit? You know, don't judge, don't body shame. And if you don't like my European bathing suit with you, it was really rude what you put in my server. No, it wasn't my server. It was my YouTube, in my Molerat comment. You don't just come at somebody and say, you're ashamed of me and you're out and you're not my fan anymore because you don't like me wearing a European bathing suit, and then lie and say, oh, these comments, that posts that got you struck. First of all, they don't strike posts, they strike videos. And you're lying because I came to you in Discord and I asked you to explain yourself after cussing you out for pissing me off. You can't be a real friend or a fan if that bothers you. I mean, Jesus Christ, I used to be naked. I used to go on people's shows and I'd be totally naked. So get used to my body. It is super hot and I'm not ashamed of it. I love who I am. Nick Gers, he loves your content. Hi, Reality Nancy. Oh, yeah. Hey, why don't you have a fucking wrench? Wait, I have to give you your fucking wrench back. I forgot I cleaned all the wrenches out and started over. So never be offended if you see a wrench disappear. Because I'll tell you, if I take someone's wrench away, I'll say it out loud. The Kim Jong-un haircut, but at least I have hair. So, diabetic piss. My dad had the same problem, and I have that problem too. And then you have to place those damn pads in your bed so you don't ruin your bed. So you're not the only one who's got diabetic piss and suffering. That's kind of, it's called the diaper life. It's the second part of your life which you don't want to admit you have. I talked to a really prominent actor today, and I had the guts to mention that I had autism. And, you know, his misunderstanding of autism, but his mod, he had a female mod who did understand it. But between the two of them, I was able to understand my situation better. They talk, this man, every time I go on his video, TikTok, every time I hang out with those guys, and they do talk to me, I put stuff in the comments and they talk to me. Frank Severo from Godfather 2, he was in a lot of movies. He still is. He's an older man. He was in Goodfellas. The guy who was hung on the meat hook in a freezer, that guy. And he talked between me and his mod, Jen, and we talked about autism for a half hour, and it was great for all those parents and young people who are afraid to ask because they're ashamed that somebody in the industry might be watching and see. I spoke up for all of them and myself. And also watching videos about Cobra JFS and how his dad talked about his autism. He was on the very bad end of it. And it's called a spectrum for a reason. I'm on a very high level. I'm like on a tip on the other side, whereas Josh was over there. But he was still able to make his own music, which I don't know how to do. I don't know how to do the tapes and all that, and somehow he did. So I'm not wearing Speedos now. I'm going to show you my new leather pants. Oops, somebody deleted. You got deleted. I'm glad I didn't see whatever comment. Yeah, piss is cool. You can mention piss. There was a fan I had. He goes by piss or piss and anus. Yeah, he probably has a piss fetish. He's in prison now. He knows, well, he's friends with Wild Man Chris. And somebody, you can't be a mod. I don't know who you are. So I'm really bummed out that a really good fan of mine, his name is T. Raj. I won't say his real name. I'm really pissed off that he doesn't like me anymore just because of a fucking bathing suit. And I did delete that video because he wasn't the only one that made a big deal. Other fans are going to say, well, why do you always kowtow to people? Why do you listen to them? You should do what you want. They're right, too. I don't know, something about that video made me even uncomfortable. Maybe it was a sound effect. I just put my picture over like this ASMR of these. Someone would put like a zinc or some other thing into mercury, which is, these videos are popular on TikTok, and I guess maybe I used the wrong picture to put on there. So I took it off. Okay, I'm blending shit here. Okay, there's not enough water in there. No, I'm wearing my European bathing suit, and I don't even go to the beach because I have diabetes now and I'm older and I don't like the heat. And going to the beach alone is dangerous. I cut my foot at the beach once and I never went back. And these bullies picked on me and I had to stand for a half hour like the Karate Kid with one leg off and holding 3 heavy bags like this for a half fucking hour screaming help because I cut my heel from here to there on a piece of glass when there was a shallow body of water on the beach. That was enough to scare me away from ever going back. The human mind will lash itself like that and it won't let you do what you want. Hey, Stranger Than Fiction, we're hanging out. I got new stuff to show you guys today. I'm blending pancake mix over here in my magic bullet blender. Pancake mix is diabolical. You have to kiss its butt through the stages. It's like having stage 3 pancake addiction. All right, now we're going to put in the oil because that loosens it up. You always want to buy the glass bottle, the dark bottle. Either Italian or Greek or anything Mediterranean is best. Colavita! This is good to cook with too. This will help you lose weight actually. I cook my eggs in that shit. It's got to be extra virgin. It can never have had sex. Hey, John, if it bothers you, you can always close your eyes. I think you might be getting a little gay for Minnie. You won't always like what you see in life, and you have to learn to accept it or not be around it. Go away from it. You know, no one is forcing you to watch. You don't have to watch it. That's the thing. If somebody put a gun to your head and made you watch, then I would feel bad for you. You know, me regarding wearing the swimsuit. Be glad I was wearing one. I was like, wait a minute. So, well, anyway, that video's gone and you don't have to worry. I don't understand what I did wrong, but, you know, I do listen to fans somewhat. But most of my fans, 99% of them are cool with the shit I do, especially that. And they love me because I have pride in my body and I encourage them. I was told last night by some people, they said you don't realize how much you are a leader and you encourage people. They were talking about some singer that, like, he wasn't good or anything and he was kind of like a lol cow. People thought he was like, you know, like me, and they said that even though he never got a record deal or made it big, he was an inspiration to a lot of people. Can't remember who that was. But, yo, hello, yo. I'm offended that you're offended. Okay, I'm going to show you my way cool lima quebecs. You know what lima quebecs are? They're leather pants. Look at my new leather pants. Aren't they super awesome? I only got them for $2 at the thrift store today. Brand fucking new. Kiss it. I got chills, I'm multiplying, and I'm losing control. So I'll be wearing these when I'm making videos. I have another pair that I will show you. So let's put this over here for now. We're going to let that shit settle so it'll get nice and fine. I shall show you some shit. Okay, I'm not a woman, and Trump is my Lord and Savior, so he's my Lord and savoir-faire. Actually, Jesus Christ is the only Lord and Savior, but Satan, he is my savoir-faire. What, I can't love Jesus and Satan? I like to tell people that Jesus is black, and 2, that he's Muslim, and 3, that Satan is his brother. That really pisses people off. I challenge people in TikTok and see how long I can say comments or put comments in there before I get banned. And sometimes it takes less than 3 seconds. But these are my other lima quebecs. Aren't these fucking cool? Yeah, I'll probably have to alter the bottoms because they're too long. Let me see if you can see the bottoms. He's our daddy. It's okay. Trump is cool. All right. I'm just mad at some of the shit he's doing, though. That, no one's perfect. I mean, they're altering my Ubers now to only $30 a month instead of it being unlimited. So I'm kind of pissed about that. So I can just cut the bottoms off there and I can wear this and look at all the cool chains. I can connect shit to, like maybe I could get a pair of handcuffs and put them there and be all gay and stupid. Here's the back. So, okay, well. So these are very affordable, and I didn't have to buy them through AliExpress. So you're never really sure the size when you order from there. I got chairs and multiplying. It says Aaliyah Revolve on there. I always look for tags and shit. I hate when there's tags in clothing. And I'm losing control for the power you're supplying. Marilyn Manson is your favorite entertainer. You know you want it. Let me see something here. I'm trying to cut something out here and make sure there it is. There it is. I want to show this to you too, but I want to surprise you. You know you want it. I get limos. I only get 30 of them a month. It's unlimited now when I can do 8 a day. That's like 4 trips. They're limiting me to less than 2 to 3 trips in a week. So I have to be wise. I have to ration them now. That's what's happening, but look at my new suit. Do I look like a rock star in this shit? Who's your favorite entertainer? You know you want it. Yeah, well, they should have made it 60 a month. When people start complaining, they'll probably fix it again. But once they put something down, it's usually by law, and it's the law, and that's that. Oh, fuck yeah, I can unsnap that shit. Cool. I can use this even if I just use that snap. Super loser, 1,500. No, I'm kidding. I can't remember if I can read that. Does it say super loser on it? I'm not a trans woman. A trans woman is a man who's born a man who turns into a woman by choice. And usually because it's mental, it is a mental illness, and it's because, I believe it's because either they got slammed in the head or somebody molested them when they was kids, and that's what fucks them up. I'm a trans man, and I could call even though I'm not actually legit trans, I'm a hermaphrodite. I was born with both, and they removed the male stuff and left the female shit and let me grow up as a female. But I have a prostate. I had medical things done 5 years ago when my side was hurting, and I found out I had diverticulosis, which I can't eat nuts and peanuts and shit like that no more. And I've had men, when I be with men, they'd say, it looks like you had surgery down there. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? And then I found out, like, the distance between your butthole and the female thing. I don't want to talk, like, openly gross about it, but the distance between one and the other was too, like, far away from each other, like how a man, if he had a penis, how far his butthole would be from there. So I had to get an emergency hysterectomy when I was 45 years old, and that's when they found out I didn't know my whole life. I always knew there was something weird about me, something wrong. Maybe I was crazy. It just turned out, some people are born with extra shit. So am I gonna hate myself over it and quit living over it? No, because I'm happy with who I am and what I'm doing, and I'm relieved because it explains so much. So I just say I'm transgender because it's easier to say that. Shit, in high school, if I was to say, hey, I'm a hermaphrodite, I would have got my ass kicked. Or possibly murdered. Murder. Dr. Evil. Let me get these little things out of there, because I hate those. Oh, yeah, you don't want to get those up in your butt. No, I'm not a nurse. I love your hairpiece. This isn't no damn hairpiece. This is real. That's okay. I hope I answered your question. I just have to just totally be honest about it. Yeah, feel free to ask questions as long as you're nice about it and honest. No, I'm not married, but I once lived in a common law situation with someone. It sucked. Yeah. Hey, Umzy, Misty Burden, hello. You aren't these pants nice? I look like a rock star. Who's your favorite entertainer? You got to know when to fold and know when to hold them. They had some books about Kenny Rogers today. I was looking out in the thrift store at all the books and everything, and so I started singing that song, and everyone liked it. And then they were playing The Doors, one of their songs. Come on, baby, light my fire. Girl, we can't get much higher. Remember the movie that Val Kilmer was in, and the guy was telling him don't say the word higher. So when he's on stage on his show, he jumps to the camera, higher. Imagine forbidding an entertainer from saying the word higher. This brand here, I think it's called the Loser. No, I'm called Falcone. So I gotta probably cut those tags off of there. But this is brand new. Yeah, I feel you're not feeling well. I feel good today. Yeah, thanks, Stella. The cold winters being homeless. I was not homeless under a cork. That's a funny video that somebody made. And I lost a fan over that because they was making fun of me. And I'm like, F you, get out of here. First of all, in 1986, I was 16 years old and I was in school and had a place to live. I was in Florida when I was homeless. I got in a Greyhound bus. I turned my key in because they had the G8 summit, and I was scared because all these young protesters, and this was 2012, when they had the G8 summit and the president came to Chicago, and the dignitaries, all these protesters just flooded the city. They took over the apartment buildings. They took over my apartment building, and I lived on the first floor right by the door. So guess what? They're lining up all up and down in the hallways, and especially on the first floor in the laundry room, upstairs and the other floors where anyone could just go up in there, and the landlord did nothing about it. So I literally turned my key in and abandoned my apartment, took my book bag, and went in the Greyhound bus to Key West, Florida. So you're in pain too, huh? I sent you a coloring book that was missing 20 pages. I sure did not. I'm very careful with my books. And if I write down every name of every person who buys a book, so soon I'll be releasing the booster pack, and you'll have a chance to purchase that and know it won't be $30 because it's only 17 pages. I'm only going to charge $10 for that, even though it's going to cost $5 to mail. So, and like 5 people got, I mailed the book and it said 50 pages of pure sin, but I realized I couldn't put 50 pages in it, so I'm going to send, well, 4 of the people are still my fans, so I'll send them the cover for free. Only those 4 people, though, because I made a mistake with it. I've already told them when I release it, they will get it. So they won't need the cover, but the other people, you guys, when you order the booster pack, I'll send it with that cover that says 50 pages on it. I like how, oh shit, it made a hole in there. I like how when I snap it, it just flies away, like it just disappears. I love that. I'm sure my feet will find it. Come on, baby, light my fire. Girl, you couldn't get much higher. Well, John, I don't even know who you are. You know, you just contact me in public. But be respectful in here. Because my mods are watching. I saw Marilyn Manson live once. And yes, he was actually alive when I saw him. Corpse. Die. He was boring as fuck, I'm going to tell you right now. He was not exciting at all. Hell, more people. I had more fans in there in the Aragon ballroom. I had more fans than he did. If that tells you something. People were saying, they were yelling, Marilyn Manson, bring up Minnie Manson. And he totally just ignored me. You know, Marilyn Manson's not a very thoughtful person. He was thoughtful towards Jan Terry, though. He invited her up when he came to Chicago. But she also had mob connections and people, and they threw this packet with her information and music in his limo window. So, you know, that they were in the music biz and they had connections. You get to do stuff with famous people if you have those kind of connections, which I do not. So that jacket is there, and it also... Okay, cutting tags takes forever. That's why after this, I'm going to have to go sit down before I cook the pancakes. So we have many things we can do here. So this goes with the jacket. Fuck MM. Sometimes I hate Marilyn Manson because he was nasty to me. Hey, want to kill him? Hey, Sean. Now I look like I'm a fucking Walmart greeter. Hi, motherfucker. Welcome to Fucker Mart. Kill thyself and kill. Okay. Oh yeah, I look so sexy in these pants. I'm 56. Ooh la la, look at these lima quebecs. That's what I call leather pants. I look totally sexy. Mini is hot. Das Mini Manson. Wait, let me plug this in so I can be outside for at least an hour. I'll make an ice cream cone and then we can go outside. Would you guys like that? I'll make an ice cream cone. I will make an ice cream cone. We cover that so nothing gets in it. Fuck. So I got this. And I got this cool ass thing. Look, it's just as light as a feather. I guess someone bought this and then they stained it. So I gotta dust it off. So it's got a pentagram and a moon on it, and I can hang it up and put shit in there. And some books. What would Keith Richards do? So, first of all, I don't want... You don't want to see a nasty counter here. I got that. Oh yeah. Hold on a sec here. I gotta put this away. Yeah. Kill. Yeah, let's kill. When I'm wearing a white or black or any color that matches with this dress shirt, this will look better. But no, there's no amount of money anyone could ever pay me to make me work at shit mart. Yeah, I had this American Born Chinese. It's a comic book, like a graphic novel. Das graphic novel. My album is going very slowly because I don't really have too many, well, I don't have anyone helping me. And I'm trying to just make better tracks to sing from because the track that I was singing from was bastardized by the program that made the karaoke from it. So the music started sounding all warbly. So what I did was I found the original track that the person sent to me. Some Russian guy made it for me, I guess. And when I went to thank them for it, when I found out that they just blocked me, so fuck them. I told them what I was going to do with the music too, because they sent it to me 2 years ago, in fact, maybe a year ago, when I did the last summer, in fact. Okay, so we got a Ernest Hemingway magazine here. Smithsonian Comics by Will Eisner. He's a real good artist. Oh, so I love stuff like that. Then after I read these books, I usually donate them. So, the album will have some new stuff that you never heard before. And I just got to pay down my credit card a little and wait till I have a little money so that I can have the jewel cases made. They'll probably just make like a sleeve and put my artwork on the front and back. I'm actively searching out companies that do that shit, and I can ask the partners, the companies I actually work with now, with buttons and other graphics. They'll be glad to tell me where I can go for that. Just like if I know where I can make playing cards, and I would like to make tarot deck. If I ever get famous enough. If I got famous like Cobra, how he is with his wands. And by the way, I know how to make wands too. If you guys want me to start making wands for you, I might just make a few and then show them to you. I'll carry on. I'm not stealing this from him because lots of people make wands. And I won't sell them for $300 on Etsy. I'll sell them directly to you. And they'll be like $100. There ain't going to be no fucking $300, so that's crazy. Unless it's got diamonds and blown fucking shredded diamonds on there and gold. I look like I'm mixed with black. I look like I'm mixed with failure. No, I'm kidding. Failure. Circus peanuts, my favorite. I had to buy these yesterday when I forgot to eat, and I was at the store and I had to buy these. And then this carried me enough so I could go buy some food. So yeah, that happens sometime. So, yeah, I want to go outside and we can talk about stuff. I was like when I leave that light on. So put that there. Oh yeah, I don't want to trip on that. I vacuumed and cleaned in here today. So, with my album, I'm glad you brought that up. I made a new karaoke to sing from, and I want to be able to. I wish I had a studio I could go to where I could have a good microphone and record it the way it's supposed to be. You know, when you go in that empty room, like when I go to Target at the mall, there's like this empty room. Oh, there's an ant on this guy's mail. Why the hell is your fucking mail always so heavy? Here's another heavy package here. Okay. I couldn't even pick up the last mail that came here. It was so heavy. I think you had like a 10-pound weight in there or something. So, it is beautiful. I made a new, see, look at, it's not beautiful? Let's see. Oh, look who's here. Hi, little spider. Our friend, the spider, is here. This is what nightmares are like for people who are afraid of spiders. After I do my satanic seances, I ran out of candles, so. No, I didn't steal a baseball. I'd never do anything like that. If I ever catch a baseball or anything, I'll give it to the first kid that, you know, as long as he doesn't have brothers and sisters. Like when there's someone, their own parents have one child, here, you can have it. Eat it raw. I sure understand, but hey, great. Already have 13 likes. So, a license for that made kid, I might. Gross. Nothing I do is as gross as Cobes, but this is a wee bit satanic. That's the purpose. Hail Satan. Hail Satan! This is how you signal Satanism to other people. You do it like that. Not this, but like that. So, I have the Molerat. I'm getting all the videos together too. It's going to be an audio album. And I want to record it in a place where my voice will be crystal clear as best I can do. Now, I don't have an expensive setup or anything. I just want to make sure my voice gets picked up really good. I'll sing it to the karaoke and someone will tell me how to make an MP3 or I'll figure it out. I could probably type in Google, how do you make an MP3? Because I did it before. I just forget. I don't do it all the time. Molerat Blues, and I'm going to start working on Entertainers Will Kill You this coming up week. See, I get the instrumental, the karaoke. I even re-uploaded the Mini Manson, the Mini in Hollywood. Someone made me a video with me singing that song when she was putting my stickers all over Hollywood and by the Chateau Marmont, which is cool. I'm going to keep up the version that she made. She took one of my videos when I was singing the karaoke of my song last year, or when she made that video, which was a year ago. I couldn't sing it right, and then I hesitated, and I was supposed to be like Molerat, and I hesitated for like 5 minutes, and then I'm like, oh, Molerat. So she used that version because that was the only version that I had. So I made a new one. And there's also an electric guitar version one that, I don't know if I released that one yet, but someone actually made the guitar music for me. That was Brutal Impact. Thank you for that. Bill is on that album. Oh yeah, this is a fucking great spider. It spins a web and protects the front. It's like a force field. Too bad the web isn't like iridescent, you know, like you could see it from across the street or something. like like lasers. So I have enough work done with the Molerat blues song, and I'm gonna work on some other ones, and I'm gonna get everything lined up in my YouTube. All the I'm gonna make sure I have the best copies of the karaoke, and when I line them all up, then I'm gonna pick a day to sing them all and convert them. And once I convert like 10 to 12 songs, I will make MP3s, and then I'll have to buy one of those converters I can plug it in. It's $25, and I could burn a CD, and then maybe I could do it like that. You know what I dream of? Having the CD frosted. You know how they frost the picture onto the CD? I bet that shit's expensive as fuck. I could always take some spray paint and onto the CD as well. And then I'll put it in the CD player and make sure that it plays, because you don't want to put stickers. When you make CDs, my brother used to do this, and that's how I learned about it. Don't actually design it on the computer and print it out and put a sticker on there, because that fucks up the integrity of the weight. Ooh, ooh. That was a 1,000-legger right there. Mr. Rapey. I love those so much. So, yeah, it's better off if you frost it or something. Maybe put some things on there so the spray paint doesn't like get on the whole thing, and you can make like some designs in there. Hopefully you're good at lettering. I'm doing good. Oh, I like jumping spiders too. There's a studio about 2 miles from here. It's called Fort Knox or something like that. Yeah, Fort Knox. It's on Knox Avenue off of Montrose. But I can't afford to go in a studio. That would be nice. So I think about music all the time, and I'm trying to learn every day. If I had money to buy some more instruments, I would do that, especially like a keyboard or something where it would let me make gothic, like Alan Parsons, Tangerine Dream, Kraftwerk, like Peter Murphy, Depeche Mode, David Bowie. I love stuff like that, like outer worldly type music, that not banging hard metal, but if you listen to Bauhaus and Peter Murphy, you kind of get an idea. And Skinny Puppy did a song that I like. What was it? Do, do, do. I could think of the music, but I can't think of the song right now. It's got a one-title name, but it's really cool. Oh, thank you, Deb. G'day, mate. Oh, yeah, I just love my new lima quebecs. Because I ran out of lima quebecs and I didn't have any, and today, 2 pair. I'm going to be checking the thrift store more often. I didn't know they sold nice shit like that. Very affordable, too. I'll be going in fucking like the rack and shit looking for them, and $70. Yeah, I don't think so. And I can get them for like $3 at the fucking thrift store. Brand new. Cuts You Up. Yeah, I know that song. I covered some Peter Murphy. Down the line, I want to get a Shure microphone. So when I went to my vocal, what you call it's called speech therapy, and it's at the hospital, and she put a microphone in front of me, and it was so clear. I'm like, God damn, this is what I wish I had. And I wish the karaoke bars had such a clear microphone. And they had it hooked up to the computer to analyze my voice. And I said, what brand is this? And sure enough, it was Shure, Shure. They make very high quality microphones. They once came to 2 years ago to the Pride Fest, and I got a shit ton of those microphone stickers, and I still got a few more. When you order fan club kits for me, you get some of those. To get the microphone sticker now, you have to order the fan club kit, and those are $60. So when you become enough of a fan, and you can't live without seeing my face everywhere. If any of you are interested in seeing any of my merch, my art, or my fan club, there's many ways to get in touch, through my YouTube, making a comment. And I'll tell you my email, minnie_manson@yahoo.com. Usually when I type it in the chat, because YouTube won't even let you type your own email, so you have to break it up. Just type minnie_manson, and what is that button you hit? And the enter button to make a new paragraph or new sentence, a new line, and then you put at, and then I put the at symbol, and then again I hit it, and then Yahoo, and then I hit it again .com. So YouTube, the algorithm doesn't catch it, so you can put your own email in your comments if you need someone to contact you. I'm ready to go polka dancing. I love polka music, I really do. Zanek Martuniak, let's see, how do you pronounce his name? Zanek, they call him Zenon. He's real famous in Poland, and I saw this movie by chance about him. I got the movie. I went to the specialty Polish store, and I got the movie. He does bootleg videos, and I didn't care. And he only charged me $5, so I got the whole movie now. It's definitely a Polish movie, and he's like my favorite Polish singer now. When I found out he was a real guy, I was like, no way. So when he started out young, he was doing karaoke. Then he got in a band and started singing in these crappy little, halls and everything where there'd be like maybe 20, 30 people. And within 10 years, he was on a stage singing in front of like thousands of people. Now, I've only been famous 5 years. And I feel like where he started and where he ended up 10 years later, I don't feel like I'm going that direction. I actually feel like maybe I'm petering out, because, geez, I don't even know how to talk about this. Ugly, you can go away if I'm ugly. I like who I am, so at least I'm not a burn victim, and I don't have real ugliness. If I look this bad, I'm still doing good. So, you can be an actor if you have autism, as long as you don't have to have somebody standing at your side every 5 minutes. I obviously live on my own, and I'm able to be trusted with my gas and not leaving a tub on. I'm been here 4 years and I haven't done nothing stupid in here. Have my own bank account, so I'm a very high functioning person, and I never even I didn't even know what autism was until I went on the internet, and people were using words like Spurg and Asperger's, and I had to learn all that shit. Like my generation, we didn't talk about that. And I've never been diagnosed with it, but I'm assuming, based on my counselor and just the difficulties and the stuff I've heard about how Cobes, his dad, would describe his autism. That's how I knew I had it. It's embarrassing to admit, but I think I might have it. It could be worse. It could be AIDS. Hi, little bug. I ain't dead yet. There he goes. That's a dead bug beetle. He was looking for a corpse to go in. I ain't dead yet. Corpse! Das corpse. Jesus did die. Yeah, I'm a devil worshiper, but I got saved when I was 10 years old, so... Yeah, mental health was so taboo. You are so correct. But we could talk about it now. And all the shit they're doing to us, and the pressure they put on people, expecting you to burn the candle at both ends and not sleep and work, and you still can't pay your bills. People at work have it worse than I do. I don't know where they get the energy. So yeah, everybody's going nuts. I can't even go on the bus anymore because people are just crazy openly. I tried to go on the bus like last week and I was like, oh hell no, I don't miss this. So I won't be able to go out as much out starting October. I'll have to plan my trips carefully now, and I have to cut going to the karaoke bar for a while, including the live band, because I want to get my album done and other things. I need a break from that anyway, because there's a lady that goes there with the meetup, and she's pretty fucked in the head. And I got in a fight with her again. I made her these two signs, and like there's a program called Meetup where you can write to each other, but you can't put photos and shit. And she got mad at me because I couldn't show the signs to her. I'm like, you can't wait one day for me to bring them and give them to you. I said, trust me, they're nice. It just said the word Meetup, and I put a border, and then I laminated it. And the bitch gets mad at me because I couldn't show it to her, and she ended up not getting the signs at all. And I did it for free. So I'm learning not to do things for people anymore, especially if they don't ask. You're now talking to self. I'm not talking to myself, I'm talking to you guys. But if you do talk to yourself, that's your mind trying to work things out. So I wouldn't go by the old adage that you're crazy if you talk to yourself. Quite the contrary. If you can't even be comfortable with yourself, something's wrong. Okay, I'm gonna fucking block your ass because you're being disrespectful. Kiss it. That's the power I have. This is my show. This is a dictatorship. It's a ductatorship. Ducks. People go live and they're like, oh, you're talking to yourself. Get bent. Talking to your mom. There was a lot of ants down there. Hi, little ant. Ants. Hi, little motherfuckers. I wish I was interesting and that I could, like, do fun stuff like Cobra did. You know, I watched some of his videos. I'm like, now I know I understand why people like him. I don't have that same, like, magic. I have mini Manson magic, however. I have my own magic. That's true, Michael. Yeah, hi, Sean. Yeah, I'm live. If I was talking to myself, the guy that made the comment wouldn't have seen me. Just 21 people in the chat, 15 likes. Thank you guys for liking my videos, and thank you for being here. I do appreciate that. When you could be doing something else and you're giving your valuable time to me. Even all those times, you know, in my early days, you know, a few years ago, and I was being a total diva, I was secretly thankful for every fan that watched me. And I'm learning the hard way how to do everything regarding fame. I like being famous, I actually do. It's so fucking awesome. People used to recognize me everywhere I went, and now they hardly do. And I wonder, well, what changed? Because I'm still famous, I'm still getting subs. Even when I get in fights with people, I'll see a sub go down, like I'll lose one or two, and then 2 hours later there'll be like 5 in place of the 2 I lost. But yeah, that one fan who was my fan for 4 years getting mad because he saw me wearing a bikini and he wouldn't just tell me the truth. Instead, he made up a lie why he didn't want to be my fan anymore, so I cussed him out. He probably didn't even see it. It was in Discord. You never know what people are thinking or what they're going through. From what I understand, everybody's suffering. Every single person I know, someone has cancer in their family or some kind of really bad thing happening. They'll be okay for 3 weeks and then they'll get wonky. I'm learning to deal with that too. I've learned very well. I used to think when people, they'd be okay with me for a while and then they wouldn't. I used to think that it was personal, and it turned out most of the time it wasn't. It was just that they didn't feel good, and COVID's like kicked the shit out of some people so bad they never came back. I got mad at one lady for getting sick, and she used to give me a lot of money, and I got mad at her for getting sick. I feel selfish for that. It's not her fault she got sick. I got mad at somebody else because they wouldn't communicate with me when something bad happened in their life. I guess they didn't trust me. And I felt hurt because they didn't trust me. I say they because I don't want to dox their gender. But then I did say it was a lady. So anyway, even if I do everything I'm supposed to do, people are still going to get upset with me, and I have to live with that. Fans are fickle. I talk to my counselor every week about it. He counsels famous people. And just like I said, talking to Frank Severo and his mod, I learned some real important things today that just blew me away. Actors are such brilliant people. I'm going to tell you that. They're not stupid. You can't be an idiot and be an actor, not successfully. You had a thyroid uptake? I used to have thyroid. Just checked. Millennials. Sammy Davis Jr., love. Ezekiel 23:20. You forgot the 2 dots. Archie Bunker says 2 dots when he goes to read the Bible because he forgets it's called a colon. If you had a mental health issue before 2015, nobody would ask what your political structure was or associate your issues with politics. It takes guts to do live. It does. Thank you, Samantha. Oh my God, that is a really tiny 1,000-legger right there. I just love when they're little. Whoops. There's a tiny ant over there. Don't kill me, little ant. It's okay if your grammar's fucked up. So is mine. I have so much trouble with that. I'm learning not to get the autistic rage. I didn't know that was a thing. The reason I'd blow up at inanimate objects. Like when Cobra's arm got hit by a door, he started screaming at the door like it hit him on purpose. I've done that. And then when I saw that, I'm like, wait a minute. That's where that's coming from? So now if I drop a cup on my foot or something hits my arm, I'll be like, fuck. And I'll let the reverberation of the pain fly out of my body because you got to release it. But then there'll be no more. I don't scream at it or get mad at it anymore. Like, that's autism shit. I learned so much this week. I don't have to get mad and scream and yell at shit ever again. I would just let loose, and it's like in the last few years, especially when I got famous, I'd get mad and start just blowing up in rage. That's autism. That's also feelings of bad self-worth. So now when I see, like I said, when I see certain people in a server, even if everyone else is cool in there, I have to leave because I can't deal with that one person. Because while I'm talking to all my friends, that person, that little troll, will be in the background trying to get me to spurg out by egging me on. Like, regular people cannot hear certain sounds and behaviors. And a bully knows just how to put themselves at a different range than the normal people. And they'll be in there like this with their words, almost like they're stabbing you with their words. That's what caused me to have all those horrific blow-ups with Kay Jobs. And there was a video with Kay Jobs. She's putting her head like that with her long hair. That lady's fucking certifiably nuts. I despise her. And every man out there, you can, if you've been with a woman long enough, you can attest to this. When a woman laughs at you, when she truly laughs at you, she emasculates you, makes you feel this tall, and you want to kill her. I mean, that's... And she'll make you feel so bad you blow up in rage. That's why so many men are in prison now. So you understand that I'm telling you the truth about that. No one, especially, you know, men, we don't like being laughed at by women. That was like the most humiliating fucking stabbing feeling I ever got. She was stabbing me with her laughter. And then this other fucking loser, he lives in California. He goes by Wheezy. I can't stand that motherfucker. I just can't forgive him for what he and Kay did to me. They think they're so brilliant because they're into that new age crap. You don't know shit about life. I hate that new age shit. So he's in there like saying, yeah, you're not a rock star. And he's like, puts himself back off the panel, and she's laughing, and I blew up in rage so much. I was screaming so loud, I busted my computer table, and you couldn't even hear me screaming because the audio messes up. So people are like thinking, oh, that's Mini Manson, that's all he does. No, that's autism in a trigger. And so, like, I'm learning to recognize that too. And when I hear that person on the side while I'm talking to people here that can't hear this, I'm just like, I find there's ways to silence them. You can mute them in Discord. You can block them. No, I'm just trying to teach you stuff about what I know now and my behavior. You're gonna see videos out there. People are gonna try to slander me to you and get you to hate me. They're gonna say, "Oh, Minnie is a cheat, and Minnie does this, and Minnie does that." I never cheated anyone, and you all know that I like to be nude and wear my European bathing suit, which is no law against. I'll tell you what, when the police come to me and say, you can't wear that here, this is America, then I'll start putting on regular bathing suits. Like on a 70s show, can't you just wear a regular bathing suit? Because Bob Pinciotti had the European one, and his daughter got embarrassed. You know, see, chat filter all messages. Okay. Oh, you could fuck your brother's account up and put porn and shit. When he wakes up tomorrow and he doesn't have an account, he's gonna get you. I'm glad that social media like wasn't a thing when I lived with my brother and his wife and family and all that. They would have crucified the shit out of me. My brother would be in there saying, "Let me see your phone. Let me see what you're posting." I would not be allowed to have freedom. So my brother must have known I was autistic or mentally deficient because I wasn't allowed to open my own mail. Even when I was 30 years old, he'd charge me rent. I couldn't have friends over. You know, my dad gave him the house, and I lived in the basement. And he would actually dictate, down to the tiniest detail, what I was allowed to do and what I wasn't. Asperger's is actually how they pronounce it. It's the name of a doctor. When I was in college, I read books by Bruno Bettelheim. He helped people understand autism. I did a paper on it. That was one of my liberal arts classes was psychology, so I chose him to do the paper on. And yeah, I always got an A on my papers. I got good grades in college. Well, thanks. Thank you there, Patrick. Hi, little bug. He's gonna run away. He's gonna. Oh, fuck yeah, I got some chips in here. Oh, yeah, Anton LaVey love. I know some shit I can show you. Anton LaVey love. I'm totally into him. The Secret Life of a Satanist. So I got this book for $1. You know, because the cover's fucked up down here. Fuck yeah, I got it from Feral Press. feralhouse.com. They're really good. If you're into anything satanic, the occult, the process, Charles Manson, anything occult related, check out Feral House. The lady there bought one of my books. I couldn't believe that. I'm like, I'll trade you for a book. She's like, no, I'll give you money for that. I'm like, no way. And then I tried to shill books. I was over to shilling books on the side there, and she's like, hey, that ain't cool. I'm like, whoops. I didn't know that was a bad thing to do, so obviously I was like, sorry. They're in there trying to sell books, and I'm in there trying to shill mine. So, note to self, don't do that no more. Living with my brother was very challenging. Hey, Claudius. Yeah, like he lived upstairs. He had the top two apartments. He made his apartment for himself and for all his music and his steel guitar and everything on the second floor. And his wife and the kids would live on the first floor, and I was in the basement. And on nights when he had off of work, he'd invite me to come up and play video games with all of them and eat with them. But then he started to get very cruel. I don't know what happened, because his bills were always paid. My dad always paid his credit cards, and my dad was rich and always gave my brother thousands of dollars a month. And there was airplanes. I lived by O'Hare Airport. So my brother was still miserable even though he was rich. And I was in there buying him picnic tables and swimming pools and fun stuff for the backyard so that I would get to hang out with them. He started making me pay to eat with them. If I wanted to eat with the family, I had to pay money to him. If I wanted a can of pop, I had to pay him like 50 cents. And yeah, I know that shit costs money, but that's kind of cruel. You know, when he's got a great job at the post office making 60 grand a year, and I'm working some piss cent job making $7 an hour part time. I just thought it was cruel that he did that. He's like, you're retarded. You don't need any money. We'll take care of you. You just work and give us all the money. We'll feed you and you can live here. But on top of that, I had to pay rent and give him money. So you know what I started doing? I started spending all my money by going to vacations, St. Augustine, Florida, and Niagara Falls. That's why I did that. That's why I lost my job too, because I was going on all these vacations. And that's what happened when my mom died. I said, I got to take a week off, and I went to, I don't remember where I went on vacation. It might have been Niagara Falls, 2001 when she died. Hi, hello. Here comes another airplane. They look like champagne bubbles. It's time for Lawrence Welk. Lawrence Welk is awesome. My mom used to listen to him. Me and my sister would put on her fancy gowns because my mom, 1966, she was a 60s person. And you know how they would all dress when they have like that show My Girl or whatever, or That Girl, and she'd have the black hair and it would be up like that. My mom was very popular, and that show reminds me of how my mom was before she got married. She'd just be with all her girlfriends there, and they'd just hang out and do stuff. And back then, there was a lot of stuff you could do that didn't involve going to a bar. And my mom didn't start drinking until she met my dad. Whoa, did you see that one? Don't go in the speaker. Don't go in there. Get out of there. I like to blow the big giant bubbles, but I ran out of those. When you miss your high school boyfriend bubbles. Kind of like that, yeah. I missed my friend Bob. Bob and my friend Al also, my art teacher in college. I miss both of them. Al died, and Bob just he was special. He had autism too, and his brother took him away one day and said, come live with me, and he wouldn't let me talk to him anymore, just like that. Rich people, they always think that if the dummy in their family is friends with someone, that person's only their friend for money. That's not true. Because Bob didn't give me money. And later on, the last 5 years, he didn't give me any money. And you know what? I still stayed his friend. At first, when I met Bob, I didn't care about him, and I was just taking his money, but I grew to care about him because he was really nice and outgoing, and If I suggested, hey, let's go somewhere, he would take me there and he'd even pay, like the movies. We'd go to museums, all kinds of fun stuff like that. We didn't go to bars unless it was St. Patrick's Day or the German Day. Like this one time we went in this bar during the day when they were going to have the parade, right before the parade. And the kilty band, the Chicago police, they have the bagpipes and the kilts and shit. And the cop bought me and Bob beer and gave me one of those little lapel pins, which I wish I still had that. It was really cool. I mean, those really cool little law enforcement pins, and it had the little checkers, and it had the name of the kilty band on it. Yeah, your best friend died, who I played online with. He died. Yeah, it's never the same. Why am I blowing bubbles? Because it's awesome, and it makes you ask why I'm doing it, and it's very interesting to see them because you never know what they'll do. I like to blow them on the screen so it'll turn off the video. Also, there's a pentagram on there. Hail Satan. Devil lovers. I'm just here spending time with you guys so you don't wonder where I am. With too much time passes and I get paranoid when I'm not around people. It's unhealthy. And I found myself doing that this month. Going really to a dark place. I mean, to a suicidal dark place. And I said, oh, fuck, I'm getting out of this. And I found a way out, thank God. I'm much better again. That's why I'm afraid when they cut my Ubers like that and I have to, like, ration them, I'm going to become antisocial during the winter. And it's going to harm me pretty bad. I dread winter because of that, because I'm going to be stuck in the house most of the time. Goddamn fuckers. They have to fucking limit everything and make us ration everything like we're in Nazi Germany. Like World War II. Oh, you gotta ration all your food. It's hard to find reasons to live, especially when you get my age. That's why I want to stay being an entertainer. Once an entertainer, always an entertainer. Whether you're an actor or a singer or whatever. There's no such thing as being retired. You're just not entertaining as much, but you're always an entertainer. And there's always a chance I can get put in a movie. There's some crappy lounge singers. They were going to put me in a movie, but the project fell through. And I wasn't allowed to talk about it, but I can now because the project fell through, and that was a year ago. I was going to play a lounge singer in a movie. But, most projects fall through. I would like to spend more time with you guys. I know I'm not the mini Manson that you first knew when I would just come on in makeup all the time. But that gets hard to do after a while. It becomes a burden. Hey, Ratty. Ratty's here. I was showing off my new Lima quebecs. My leather pants. Aren't these awesome? I talked about my album a little bit. I'm working on. I'm getting everything fixed on YouTube before I can record the audio part of it. I found all the originals of the music people sent me and made. I'm making screen recordings with the new music. Hello.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Don't worry, you weren't on camera or nothing. Gagan. I know my belly is huge. That's medical problems. That's my liver, because my liver is so bad. But luckily it hasn't been hurting. Come winter, I'm going to do my cleanse again. I'm already whittling things out of my diet like soda. I'm allowed to have it once in a while, though, because my sugar falls quickly. And whenever that happens, that's when I'm allowed to have it. But I got 2 cans of soda left in there. When they're gone, they're gone. It means I'll have to whittle butter out of my diet. I can use the raw virgin, what is that, the coconut oil I showed you earlier. Am I Polish? It's possible, but no. I mean, I know my mom to be Sicilian. My father's German and French. What was, they're dead. I live in Chicago, though, and I love Polish culture. Jesse Who Ventura. My presence kills people. Well, they should have wore some kind of magnetic shield or something. Jesse Jackson. It does say Polska. Oh, a moth. Hi, little moth. Don't kill me. Norway, but a family in Poland. Cool. Jak się masz? Dobrze. I'm glad moths don't kill. Aren't they awesome? I love moths. This is Vintners. Vintners is my favorite. Look, only $2. A big bag like that. I remember when a bag like that would be 69 cents in 1985. Like, you remember shit like that. Everything, no matter how bad, like you might get dementia or something, and forget everyday things like I do. You don't forget shit from your past. I mean, I have a steel trap memory for insane details from back then. And all I ever do is pine to go back to the 1970s and 80s. I don't like change. Some change is good, but most change, when they change society and they make you go with it, I don't like that shit. Ah, Death's Head moth, yeah. Now, these are just the plain regular ones, but I do like the vinegar salt ones. Yes, $2 USD is a steal for that. The spiders are, would you like to see the spider? Okay, we're going to go look at the spider. Hi, little spider. Hi, little spider. Yeah. Where is he? On my back. Can you see it? Yeah. You can see it now. It's like a tripwire. If someone was to run up on my porch real quick and run on this side of the porch, they would get decapitated by that. That's what I'm hoping for. So let's go upstairs now, because we sat out here long enough. I'm not going to break that. Are you kidding me? I love spiders. I cried the other day because I thought that my neighbor killed it. Little bug. Mr. Rapey. Mr. Rapey is a 1,000-legger. He's still in my apartment. Those things live long. And they get pretty big, too. You could hold them in your hand like a hot dog. But you have to be real gentle. I accidentally killed one of them like two weeks ago. Boy, did I feel bad. I felt like shit after I did it. I wanted to die when I did it. Die. Because they're harmless and they eat smaller bugs. They eat mites, fleas, bedbugs. I'm not having problems with that shit no more since I cleaned everything in there. I had a small bedbug issue for a while, about 3 days, and I was like, wait, I'm waking up with bite marks, something's wrong. So everything got washed. Never let that get out of control. God, I once lived with this fucking lady. She was like 19 or 20 or something, or 21. This Muslim lady, she was really irresponsible, evil. Only time in my life I had someone steal my phone when I was at the store, come back, and she's like, I'm like, what are you doing? Give me that. That's scary. Never go anywhere for a minute, never trust a roommate. But she was living in this abandoned apartment, and I went in there just for a few days so I could finalize an apartment that I applied for, which I got because I have good credit, which is a key. And I never seen such big bugs. I didn't know what they were. I'm like, what are these? I thought they were potato bugs or something because they look like little potatoes. And one of them, I kid you not, one of them was as big as this nail on my finger. And that sore there actually was as big as that. Okay, who wants to watch me eat ice cream? Christ. Okay, there's something on there. Okay. Okay, I'm going to put my shorts on over here and take off my lima quebecs, which you will not be able to see. Because I want to get comfortable, and I don't want to mess these up because I'm going to wear them the next time I perform. I wish that I was rich so I could have my clothes cleaned every day like celebrities do. And you know how fast celebrities go through leather and PVC, anything shiny, they go through that clothes so quickly. You know, you could only wear it like once or twice before you can't use it anymore, especially if you go on stage, because you'll be like all sweating and pissing in your pants, and that's why they wear leather. I forgot which rock star said it, but he said that he was one of the headbangers from the 80s. He says leather is more forgiving than denim. And I knew instinctively, I knew what he meant. Let's get the cones. Kill. Whoa. Oh, good. Yeah, we're gonna have some fun. But yeah, I don't chase spiders away. They are welcome here. Thank you for being so loving towards the spider. He is our friend. As long as he's out there, he or she or whatever, or if it's a unisex spider, is always welcome here. Well, they did have a gay frog, remember that? Kim is here. Fuck yeah, another party has begun. Kim, look at this shit. We're gonna have ice cream cones and cooked pancakes. I went to the thrift store today and I got some cool shit. I'll show you my lima quebecs. If you watch this later, you'll see my leather pants. I got 2 pair of them. They were very affordable, extremely affordable. Like they were $2. The other pair was $3. I got a jacket. Got a nice suit jacket here. And that looks super cool. I gotta let you see me in it. So Kim can get like all turned on and stuff. You can ask me anything, Patrick. I can't be your aunt, but I could be your uncle. Uncle Fucker, shut your fucking face, Uncle Fucker. Gambling. Remember South Park the movie? When they did a rap version and they had the silver, they put like the foil on there. You know how they used to make South Park? With the cheap materials. You know when South Park was good? And they had Terrence and Phillip, and they're wearing these silver outfits made out of foil, and they're going, and it says gambling, XXX in the background. And, the parents are trying to ban, like, anything that says swear words, but they don't care about violence. That movie's so cool. I saw that movie with the legendary Hunter S. Thompson in Key West, Florida, August 1999. You could look up the details. He was there. I didn't know who he was at the time, and that's the coolest thing. My friend Bob, I'm calling him on the phone saying, hey, I described it. He says, that's Hunter S. Thompson. I didn't know who he was. And he taught me. And I learned about all the books he wrote and how he hung around Sonny Barger and the Hells Angels. And he had to get a beating in order to be accepted before he could do the interview. And he wrote a book about it. So let's get these fucking cones back in here. We're going to have some fun, yo. Yeah, I did. I met Hunter S. Thompson. I didn't believe it at first, and I checked the shit out, and it turned out it was him. Never once when I was hanging out with him and slept over in his apartment that night, because Key West it's a different place, and it was in 1999. So it was different then, and it was at a place called Atlantic Shores. It doesn't exist. They tore it down along with the Valadera's newsstand. I'm a part of Key West history, and that's why I was really bummed out when my fan, Roger, just said it wasn't my fan anymore, because Kim, it's true, a fan dumped me, a long-term good fan, who I know 100% wasn't no damn troll, dumped me yesterday because I posted a video where I was wearing a European bathing suit. I had a few people get mad about that, and then I deleted it. I'm like, oh, fuck. I didn't know people were so uptight. And I'm really bummed out because he was my Key West buddy. He went to Key West High School. He was born there. He was a conch. It was a great encounter with Hunter Thompson. I was a woman then, too. I had blonde hair. And he was very respectful. He even had a picture of his mom and dad, like in a frame on a pillar in his apartment. I remember that. I said, who is that? And he's like, that's my mom and dad. And I think he liked that I didn't know who he was, because celebrities don't like when you're starstruck and fawning all over them. I wasn't fawning over the guy. I was just thinking how cool he looked, like Uncle Duke from, well, he hates this comic strip, Doonesbury. And that's, the artist Gary Trudeau drew him in there and called him Uncle Duke with his martini glass and his machine gun. I used to have the action figure of that. That had the little wine bottles and martini glasses and the machine gun. But the thing disappeared one day. I think my brother's kids took it because I lived in a basement, and my brother's wife would take them down there when I was at work, and they just totally trashed the place. Then they wouldn't even clean it up. Nice, huh? They'd be up in there busting all my shit, and then they just go upstairs and leave chicken bones all over the floor. Thanks a lot, guys. And they'd get on me for being disrespectful. So anyway, yeah, and then after I met him and Bob told me about him, I read some of his books and I became a fan of his. And then I found that he went to the Chateau Marmont and hung out with Marilyn Manson and Johnny Depp, who I really like. I love Johnny Depp. He was following me on my original Twitter account before it got suspended and deleted, and I got banned from it. But you can make a new account if you get a new phone and use a new email. Because when they ban you, it reads your, your IPA that on the device you're using. So that's weird. And I don't care about X anymore. It's just a shell of what it once was. Most people I knew on they're all gone. Oh, fuck yeah. You're gonna put me up your butt? I mean, in your handbag? Discord sucks dick. Are you sure you want to go in there? I get in a lot of trouble with people in there. I use my Discord only to, I made a server to basically put my photographs. I use it as a cloud because I don't trust my Google cloud. I don't trust Google at all. One day I wake up and they lock me out of my fucking cloud and all my video. Most of my videos will be gone if they do that, but I've screen recorded some of them and I made the files smaller than 500 MB so that I could put them, you know, I put all the music I work on. I put that in there. I put all my photos in there. Gone are the days of when you have photo albums to put your pictures in. You wouldn't be able to do that in today's world because people take so many pictures. You have to literally find your favorite pictures and take a few and make an album, which I would love to do one day. I would like to take the most favoriteest pictures and have them in a physical album. Discord is active in all the troll communities. I'm not in anybody's server. I keep going in the servers and they just keep treating me bad. Everything will go great. And then it'll be that one fucking person that comes that I can't stand who ruins it for me and everyone else. And everybody thinks I hate them because I'll be like, fuck you, everyone. I don't really mean to say shit like that. I don't know if that's autism or if I'm just a bad person or just stuck in my ways or all three. But I'll say fuck you to everyone, but I don't mean that. And I try to be like, fuck you to that one person. People tell me block the person, which I do. And they find other ways to get around it and they'll make new accounts just to fuck with me. They'll call me a pervert and a pedo and shit like that. I don't like Discord. But if you want to go on my server, I'll let you in there. Just contact me privately or find me. I'm Mini Manson, basically Mini Manson on Discord. You can add me in. If I know you, I'd love you to come in my server. I have a troll server that I don't really give a shit about. Ooh, cotton candy ice cream. I see that, Patrick. I see everything you're all writing in here. Fire Lady, if you get in touch with me in private, if you want to join, just don't quit being my fan. If you see me commiserating in there, or you see something I post in there that's weird. In fact, for all my fans, if I do something, and I'm going to do something that's going to piss you off one day, if you're a true fan, I mean, unless I'd done something really bad with, like, kids or something, I would expect you to fucking kill my ass and hate my guts for life. But I mean, if I wear a bikini or something, don't dump me over silly shit like that. Or because I might post something where I'm feeling shit one day. I hide a lot of my feelings and I don't post it. But when you see me posting about how I feel, that's me reaching out, wanting to talk to you guys. People in my own Discord won't even talk to me. And like I said, hence it's just a place to store things in. It helps me. I keep notes in there. I'm in like a private file no one can see, and I can keep my notes. It helps me. I know I look great in my bikini. Well, it's not a bikini. It was a European bathing suit. I mean, it didn't have a top part. A bikini is like, it was a bikini bottom, like, you know. It makes me want to do it 10 times more. But there's losers out there that will report me and they'll lie and say I was naked. And YouTube, they won't even look and they'll just take the channel down. A lot of times they don't look and you have to appeal it. And you have to say, look, and prove it and show the bathing suit. But because of that, I can post those in Discord. If you're in my Discord, like I said, get in touch with me. And I'll let you in my server. No trolling. No getting in fights with other fans if you don't like them. If they do something to you in the server, tell me. I will address it. I don't let people bully anyone and talk shit on anybody in my servers. I don't have a lot of people in there. I wish I could get the people that are in there to boost my server, but they're probably in a lot of other servers, active ones, and they're more prone to boost an active server than mine. I'm trying to find people who will boost it so that I can have a banner and make it nice again. Yeah, fucking Speedos are awesome. So if you want to see pictures of me in my bikini, Discord is the way to go. I ain't going out of town for the next 2 years. I don't have any more money. Hello, Jessica. Thank you, user. You should make yourself a name and put a picture in your avatar there. You all should do that because it looks cooler then. You get yelled at work every day. What do you do? Cool. You always have a picture and have a name on your profile because people will trust you more. If it just says username, a lot of people will just kick you out of places in the internet and they won't deal with you. I get mad at people when they won't even show me their face or say their name and their real name at all. Because, you know, they think they'll get doxxed. The people who mess with people the most and bully people won't show their real identities. And that's a red flag. I haven't performed with the band in about it's been a month. Just because I didn't feel good 2 weeks ago, my throat was bad. And yesterday I didn't go because I got in an argument with that lady who goes there all the time, and I figured I needed a break anyway. I picked it up again. Maybe I'll go for Christmas or something, or Halloween. You know, I'm not, like I said, I have limited Ubers now, so that place is so far. It would cost me, even if with the discount I get, I would still have to pay like $40. That's how far this place is. You're a firefighter? Oh, fuck yeah. I'll show you my fire extinguisher. They required me to get one, you know, so I'm... And the inspectors thought that was cute as fuck. It made them happy. Of course, the apartment passed at flying colors because I'm so awesome. Oh, a nurse and a mom. Cool. If I get fucked up while I'm live, you can help me. Tubby. Yeah, I do have this belly. I love this belly. If I lost it, I'd be happy too. But since I have it, when I dress up all nice and shit, I look really good. I know how to accentuate my belly. So remember when I said we was going to make pancakes? I made this an hour ago. And got it all prepared so it could settle and get really fine. It turns into real fine silt. And then we have our Maple Grove Farms maple syrup. Cool. I don't think anything's going to happen where I require any serious medical help, but see here. That was a good pan. You know, I forgot to turn off the stove one time when I was cooking. It was on for an hour, and look, it didn't fuck it up. I'm sorry, the coughing is acid reflux bullshit. Can you see all my Buddhas over there? Look. Das Buddha. the doctor that sees me, she's not actually a doctor, she's an RN. And maybe I should tell you about this. Hold on, I'm just mixing that. Every time I go to her with something, she tells me it's an allergy, it's a pimple. Now, I'm educated enough to know the difference between a pimple, a diabetic ulcer, and shingles. And she definitely cannot tell or doesn't care to do anything. So I may find a new medical person. I need to find an actual doctor and an endocrinologist because I'm diabetic. So I'm thinking of going to Northwestern because I'm getting tired of where I go now. And it's so far away. Let me throw this away here. A little plastic thing. I'm going to use oil to cook my pancakes today. You can use oil. You can also use that. Actually, I'm going to use this. I'm going to use virgin coconut oil. You just put a little at a time, though. You don't go nuts because you get sick from it. If you cook each pancake in too much. In fact, we're going to break that down. This is how much you should put for each pancake. So let's put that over there. And you could rub it on your skin too. When I'd go out in the sun, I would put that on. I lost a tremendous amount of weight one summer. I got the brownest tan you can imagine. I lost a shitload of weight. I looked so hot. Like, I can't show you where the other ones are, but there's like an ulcer on my arm. And I'm just putting peroxide. That's helping, and I'm trying not to scratch it. You know, I don't know how I got that. It's just, I think it's a diabetic ulcer. Your body just gets those, especially if you don't eat right. Like I've seen alcoholics, things that were big open areas that open up, not in their arms so much, but on their legs. I cried once because I seen a guy on a bus with a gigantic fucking crater that went all the way to his bone. And he was a young guy, like 28 or something. And I was the only one in the bus who had the guts to say, what is that? What happened to your leg? Because I wanted to learn. So in case it was something I could prevent in myself. And he told me, he says, diabetes. He says, I use drugs, I drink, diabetes. And when I went off the train, I just cried because I have diabetes. I'm like, oh no, is that going to be me too? So I don't touch alcohol. It really, if I drink alcohol even this much in the bottle of Cobra, I have 2 bottles of champagne, and I look at them. They're sealed up, and I don't drink them. They're beautiful, and I love Cobra, so I like to have the bottle. Liquor is like pretty poison. It will fuck you up. They spend a lot of money to make those bottles beautiful, and they very much are beautiful bottles. I like to go down the liquor aisle just to see the bottles. But I'm glad I don't have any kind of temptation to drink them. If I get famous, you know, I'm going to say, do you have pink champagne? Do you have Cobra? That's about as hard as I'll ever get with liquor. I've tasted vodka and I've tasted beer. You know, one time I tasted gin and I totally hated that, and tequila. Blech. One time was all it took for me to be like, nope, never again. See, I had to know what it tasted like so I could have an opinion. I don't have a right to say anything about alcohol if I haven't tried it. I mean, alcohol can be fun. You can have a good time with it if you're really careful with it. You really can. Like everything in moderation. I don't want to be a prude, and I certainly will never preach to any of you about drinking or using drugs. You know what you need in your life. But if you ever feel bad and you say, I want this out of my life, you look at the bottle and you say, no, I own you. You don't own me. I've actually helped people quit drinking with that. Getting angry at something, you know, it's very useful. Like Sam Malone on Cheers, he bought a bar, but he couldn't drink no more. And maybe it's an autism thing, who knows? But when my brain will just be like, hey, I don't want that. And I gotta pay attention. See how small I made the pancakes? Can you guys see them? Maybe I should make liquor pancakes. And I bet Cobra did that. Anyway. See. I'll say stuff that you don't agree with. I will not get mad at you for that. Just don't quit being my fan if I say something dumb. Because I can also be reasoned with. Like, if I say something that doesn't sound right, you could say, well, what about this? And you could bring that up. And I'll say, I haven't considered that. I didn't think about that. But for me, I can't drink. Since I don't do it, when the time comes, when there's a party or something great, say I get pulled in a Hollywood party, I can drink because since I don't do it all the time, I'd be able to at the party. I can do it once a year. I go to the German Fest. I drink the beer because they literally throw the beer at me. Give me free beer because I dress up and I said I'm an entertainer and they know me. I've been going there for 20 years, so they know me there. Kraut. I couldn't go to any more of the German stuff this month though because I didn't have enough money to get anything with food. And who wants to go to somewhere you can't spend money, right? Now I'm going to focus on paying down my credit card this fall and winter so that by next summer I can have fun again. If I don't get stupid and break my damn phone, I won't have to buy another one for another 2 years. I just got a new phone. The reason I'm broke is because I spent all my money this summer on a phone, a new mattress, the 2 microphones I bought. That shit, that gets up there. Luckily, a fan hired me to do an art card, and now I can do my laundry this month. I can even wash all my rugs, which I'm going to do before the long winter sets in. That's 6 months of being stuck indoors. Thank you, Cav. Hey, Cav. Yeah, like I said, if I ever say something ignorant, try to forgive me. Don't quit being my fan over it. A lot of that's just based on knowledge I know and what I think is best for me. I could be wrong. And you guys are certainly allowed to have opinions too. I'm not going to stop letting you be my fan over an opinion. Let's rock and get along. Just remember that sometimes I have to misbehave in public and be punk. And be a fucking social misfit and a loser in order to, keep my image alive. I'll be like, I'm a loser, I'm a born loser, I'm a failure and shit. That's just punk talk. You know how I watched some movies about like the band, the Sex Pistols, and and also, there's G.G. Allen. So, all artists suffer like that. We have such bad self-esteem. And the only time we really feel like we're alive and that we're worth something is when we're on the stage and we're making love to you with our singing and our acting and our movements. We have power on the stage. Like my song, Entertainers Will Kill You, that will be on my album too. I'm digitalizing it to be more clear, and I'm going to do that song next. I have to balance time between working on my album and doing things during the day. And I like these tiny pancakes because they're more fun that way. I usually make one giant pancake near the end. So, yeah. I worked on the coloring book last year. This year is the album. It ain't going to be a good quality. I don't have deathbed tapes like promoting me. I kind of think Cobra didn't get any money from deathbed tapes. You guys have any opinions on that? Yeah, I'm scared of Wheezy now. I won't go anywhere near him because of what he did. I agree to go talk to him and K Jobs, and then they like somehow turned the tables on me and purposely made me angry. Gotta stay away from people like that. They're crazy. You know, they were both born in California, born and raised, and it's different there. They literally anything that has to do with like new age stuff, that's a completely different world than where I'm from and where many of you are from. Unless you're from California, you won't understand. But they're brought up to believe in Satanism and new age stuff, and they'll literally, they will get very angry at you if you dismiss them as crackpots for being into the new age spiritualism. That's a way of life over there. And I'm learning that stuff because I want to go to California and I want to know how to be friends with people with different viewpoints. That video is still up, the night UP bombed K and SWAT snapped on Wheezy. That video is up. I saw it yesterday. People are going to see videos of me. There's at least 3 videos where I blew up in super rage on Wendy the retard because some guy, he's a young guy, he kept coming in, like I was explaining earlier about how they'll knife you, they'll stab you at words. While all the regular people are talking, to be that one bully that will pick on autistic people because autistic people hear communication on a different level than someone who doesn't have autism. It's almost like you can hear it buzzing in your ear, but other people can't hear it. Bullies know how to exploit that. And I learned about it, so that doesn't bother me anymore because now I know how to identify it. And I'm like, oh, that's just a fly. And I totally dismissed that fly. Hey, do what you want. So I blew up on Wendy the retard. So one day I got even with her for that because she set me up. And I caused her to not only get diarrhea, but I caused her to overdose on her medication. I told her, don't ever fuck with me again. I know how to do that too. I know how to come in there and just keep hemming at somebody. I learned it from the trolls. I learned how to be a troll from the trolls. So, but K Jobs, she's dangerous. Her laughter makes you just want to smash her head in. I avoid anything where she comes around. If Wheezy was there alone, I probably wouldn't have had a problem. She provoked me to get mad at Wheezy. Because he doesn't pick on me now. He tells me I'm a rock star and he's pretty cordial to me, and I rarely see him. Because it seems like all the communities that were all with me, they all seem to be gone now. It's like the internet has changed. It's not the same as it was even 3 years ago. And I often wonder where everybody went. I was wondering if maybe they was just blocking me and not talking to me anymore, or if they just don't do shows or talk anymore. I kind of think that happened to everybody. Oh, hold on here. Fuck, I had a little emergency in there. Something went wonky with my business here. Right. Fucking hate being old. Okay. What's cool about these pancakes is if I don't eat it all now, I could cover it and put it when I'm watching and eat it later. Okay. Elisa Judana. I liked when she first went IRL in Hollywood, but then after she moved to Florida, she became a dick. She got mad at me and blocked me and kicked me out of her server and banned me for life because I said her guests were boring. They were boring. And I got her a lot of views and money. In fact, the show when I went to New York with her and California were her two highest grossing shows. She literally made over $1,000, $3,000 on the two shows I was on. So they gave me $60 from one of the shows. I was surprised he didn't get that. Some guy named Leaf, he's like our producer. One time he got in a fight with Lisa and they almost broke up their friendship. So, you know, friends fight. That's going to happen. But yeah, she no longer will talk to me. She thinks I'm a bad person just because I said her guests were boring. I tried to even apologize on her show. In fact, I did openly. I wasn't known for apologizing to people. I was known for just cussing people out when I disagree with them. But I said, you know, you're right. This is your business. I'm sorry I said that. And she's like, oh, no, I don't forgive you. You're a bad person. I said, you're good because I just put a curse on you. Literally within 3 days, she was in there twisting Socorro's ear. The guy, the Egyptian guy that was giving her Saudi Arabian. I don't know what he was, but he was from the Middle East. His dad was a billionaire 10 times over. And he's just some stupid rich kid who got lucky by birth. So he gave her like $3 million within the course of a year. And what does she do? She punches him, slaps him in the face, twists his ear. He says, hit me one more time. And she did. She twisted his ear and he grabbed her hair and started pulling her and calling her a cunt. Billy John's a creep. He's a drug addict. I don't feel comfortable being around her because of that. Thank you, Jessica Martinez. I see your comment there about your son. Yeah, Cobb's always got paid. Why does he get paid all the time? Why was that asshole so special? I really hate that guy because it's effortless with him. Nobody ever gives me money. Like, you guys are my fans. Do you think maybe you would consider donating to me like people donate to Cobes? I mean, what did Cobes do that was... He didn't sing, he didn't perform, he just make drink combos and complain about how horrible life was. He never made any music, so I'm kind of wondering why, and I'm not accusing you or nothing like that, but I'm wanting to know why people gave him money. And they still send money to his dead Cash App, which his father can't even access. Why do they give him money, but I can't get anything? Even though I sing, I put nice lighting, I put nice clothes and makeup. I mean, could it be that maybe people are threatened by me because I'm doing too much? Maybe you guys could explain that to me. I haven't made any money in 6 months except for that one person who gave me money. I don't want to become I won't become an alcoholic, Lola. Let's put it that way, just to get money. I know people were giving him money because he drinks, and a lot of people, 99% of the population, especially in the USA, drinks alcohol. And maybe it's because he was doing that and they didn't feel threatened. I seem judgmental about it, and I think people might be turned off by that. I'm sorry about that, by the way. It's just, I grew up with alcoholics, and I have strong opinions about it. I mean, a fan of mine even blew up on me for drinking champagne one time on a show. Well, that was because of the type of show I was on, and I just happened to have the champagne at the time. I don't even talk to that guy anymore. I used to talk to this guy called Psyche from California, but all the guy does is get high and then black out, and he invited all these creeps on his show, chores. And they started picking on me, and he ambushed me on the show once. He says, oh, you can just come on here alone. Then he disappeared off the screen, and then this guy came up there and started going in on me. That's why I make people pay me to go on their shows now. If you want me to be on your show, you have to pay $50. And then, I'm going to get trolled and treated like shit anyway. I might as well capitalize off of it. Some guy said he wanted me to go on his show, and he's like, oh, there's going to be 100 people in the chat. And I'm like, well, you can pay me then. I don't give a shit about fame that much. It's not worth it that I have to spend all my time and money getting dressed. Cobes doesn't ever prepare for nothing. He doesn't put clean clothes on or bathe or put lighting up to make it look nicer for you guys to look at. He just shows up all drunk. That's why I'm glad the guy's dead. He was a spoiled fucking rich brat who had a giant big family, parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, sister, and I have nothing. I really resent the motherfucker, and yes, it is jealousy, because he gets to have all that, a family, and be from a rich family, and a father who actually wasn't an ancient dinosaur like my father from fucking, what, my father was born in 1922 or something, fucking dinosaur, who wouldn't know how to plug a computer and let alone do all the stuff that Clint knows how to do. And he was like, son, let me help you with this. And Cobes is like, no, I want to do it myself, which is pretty admirable. I admire Cobes in a way that he was able to make his own albums and do his, I don't know how, the magic he has with being as autistic as he was, and still he was a millionaire. No lie, guys, that guy was worth $2 million. I also don't see any more comments in here since it says, what about Gidgey making a... Oh, yeah. On Lol Cow Live. I don't know what Lol Cow Live is, and if Gidgey made money, you know she ain't making money too much. I haven't heard about her or from her in a long time. I got mad at her once because she was acting... Well, she wasn't acting. She was drunk and acting up, and I was like, oh, fuck this. But I don't hate her or nothing like that, so if you see her, tell her Minnie said hi. If I get mad at somebody, as long as they're not calling me the P word or trashing my reputation or causing actual harm to my public image, I will forgive people for a fight. I've had trolls come to me and say, hey, I didn't know you back then. I'm sorry. And I'm like, okay, I'll give you a chance. I do give people chances. I'm not as draconian as I pretend to be. In fact, people are telling me I'm being too nice. Can you believe that? Look at all these pancakes, yo. I have a good time eating that. What I like about this Nutiva here, if it gets loose on something, you can just rub it on you. It's suntan oil, basically. Just try not to get it all over your clothes. Your clothes is... Okay, look at this giant pancake. Can you see it? This is the one I used to cover all the little ones to protect it, so the heat will be there. Like this. You see that? So you want your little pancakes first and then one big one to cover. And then you lift it up to grab pancakes from underneath. You see how long it took to do that? That's why I do this once a month. I don't have time to be sitting here doing this all the time. But you guys were here, and it was easier to do with you here. Let's move some shit over here. You have to admit, I'm not very exciting. I don't have magic like Cobra did. That fucker really was fucking magic. I never liked him because the first time he met me, well, he was cordial to me, and he's like, ooh, because I had a shiny shirt on, and ooh, that's shiny. I mean, that was the only real interaction I had with him. And then I got jealous when he went on Mormo, and I started cussing him out because I thought Mormo wasn't going to let me on the show anymore. Usually when someone meets a bigger celebrity, I get thrown to the wayside. And his channel, what did he make it in, like, I think 2012? He earned what he got. I bet you the first 10 years, 15 years, he probably didn't make a dime. So Cobra is a veteran of the internet, and he earned it over 20 years of being on the internet. So I have to give him that too. I hate that I'm jealous of him. But I'm not jealous of his lifestyle and the drinking and all that. I'm jealous that an actual record label published his albums, but I'm wondering if he ever saw a dime of that money. They probably gave him $500 and made $5 million off of him. If the guy was still a millionaire because of people who just gave him money, like you guys, like regular people, I mean. I don't know if any of you guys are even listening, but we'll see. I'll have to clean all that. I hate when I have to clean shit. Let's get the soap ready here. The bad thing is you have to clean this shit up later. So we'll just put that there and leave it alone. I will porn bomb people for a price. I will fuck them up, yo. Yo. Hey, yo. Oh, fuck yeah. Das ginger beer. Pigger. Pig. Just say pig. Pig, I'm not a police officer. How dare you? Don't call me a cop. This is my dinner, yo. I'm not a pig. Cobra, he was a pig. He would just, his mouth, the way his mouth would open, you'd get close and his nasty fucking mouth would open, you know, like that alien. Okay, you seen that movie, The Thing, the John Carpenter version from the 80s? Okay, you know that scene where the dogs are in the pen and the alien is attacking them and all those tendrils, and that's a horrible movie. I hate it, but that's what his mouth reminds me of when the fucking alien opened up like that and shot out a thing. Well, that's what Cobes' mouth would do. And you don't want to be a party to that. So I'm going to get an extra bowl for this. And like this here. Pour that bitch in there like that, yo. Yo. What is this, Brooklyn? Yo. I hate when people do that, to be like, yo, every 5 minutes. Like, cut it out. It's okay to do it once in a while, but damn. But damn! Okay, if somebody gives me like one of those super chats and I see a color go off, I'll press the little thing and put my logo and I'll be like, damn! So feel free to test that out. I have $82 I can't touch until someone like gives me 20 more. YouTube only lets you get your money when it hits 100. That's messed up. So a lot of you that gave me money, that money's still not mine yet. Dasio. Ha! Das Kuchenschrank. So I put the what do you call it? I thought that was my retainer. Let me throw this away. That damn thing. Get out of here. So I put the maple syrup in there so I could take the pancake and dip it in there like that instead of just dumping it on there, because I like to eat it with my hands. I know I'm not going to eat this whole stack now because I will get sick if I do that. You'll notice I didn't put too much of that coconut oil in there, because if I ate all this and it built up, I would get very ill. I like butter on my pancakes, but I have to stop using butter. I have to phase it out. That's diarrhea. I'm a fucking mole rat, like Bill Chafin. Molerat, Billy, Molerat. When I'd go on I'd find a live show on YouTube. I found you can scroll up and other live shows would be suggested. And I'd be up in there trolling, kind of like the way you guys are right there. It's fun to troll. Sadly, I'm human, but I wish I wasn't. Molerat and wow, thank you, Bobby. Yeah, I'm totally hot. I'm a rock star. Wait till you see my videos on YouTube there. Go look in my playlists. You see my performances in a few of them. My gothic songs will be in the goth playlist, and other random cover songs will be under covers. I have the live band playlist where you see me performing in public, and I have the karaoke playlist where I'm doing regular karaoke. So I even made a playlist to separate regular karaoke from live band. Oh, yeah. Hello, Callie Burn, or Callie Bum. Hi. Okay, we're going to cover this with the big pancake here, because I ate enough there. I can't eat too much at one time. Yeah. 2 hours? Okay, we can go till like about 3. I'm eating pancakes. If you watch this later, you'll see that how I cooked them. So it's a big pancake on the front here, on the top. And I pull it back. You see all the little pancakes? I like to make them little like that. And then the last pancake is big, so I can cover it like that and protect them, so I can eat them all night. And tonight I used Nutiva virgin coconut oil. I put like a teaspoon before each batch of pancakes. You don't want to go too nuts with the Nutiva, because if you eat a whole bunch of pancakes, all that oil in there builds up and you will get sick. You know, you das want it. Oh, that's funny. Das soccer game. Now I'm going to want to go lay down in there. I hope Kim is still with us. She had to put her phone where the sun don't shine, in her handbag. I try not to get too dirty with her, but she kind of likes it. Let's put those under there. Get under there. Hide under the big pancake. What's up? Hello. The Cubs, Chicago Cubs. I'm on the north side of Chicago. I've been to a lot of Cubs games. Mm-hmm. Let's see. I can't clean that, but these I could probably clean. I'm singing a Peter Murphy song. I'm on the north side of Korea. Hajisusunika hangagara. Kim Jong-un. Wouldn't it be cool if Kim Jong-un or any like big time leader like that was into Minnie Manson? That would be cool, you know. Maybe the politics aren't, but it would still be cool if like a dictator thought I was interesting. Kim Jong-un would like my hair. I clean books when I get them so I don't have to have other people's nasty fucking germs on my fucking hands. You know, they pick their noses and their butts and then they're holding the book in their hand. So you want to take the alcohol and swab, you know, put that, it has alcohol in it, and you want to, well, this one's like this. It's these here. So I have my rag right here and I'm just cleaning off the cover. So now when I read this, I don't have to worry about somebody's fucking nasty butt-picking fingers being on there. It's horrific, some of the shit I've seen come off of books that I've bought. I also have the glue gone in case there's like some kind of shit on there that won't come off with this. Here, let's turn that over. Oh yeah, people get Cheeto dust and shit on there, yeah. What's up with my haircut? At least I have hair. I could be like my neighbor down there, he's bald. Das bald. But he's better with people and he has more friends and money, so I guess that makes up for the baldness. I'm jealous. He's like the same age as me, and it's like he's just starting his life out like he's 27. I think he's have a better life than I did, though. Probably didn't get slapped around like I did growing up. I've had a lot of setbacks, and I've just been climbing over those hurdles. This is like a comic book. It's like a graphic novel about being American, Chinese American. So I can't wait to read that. Here's another book. What would Keith Richards do? They said something about being on stage, and I'm like, ooh, I looked in there, I'm like, yeah, I'm getting this book. Oh, the prices are on the books. I didn't know that. I'm asking her how much the books were. Yeah, I guess they have different prices on them. I remember when these were like $1. Now they're charging like $4 for them. I should check it out of Das Library next time. I was going to get a book about Elvis written by his wife, but I didn't have enough to get that one too, and there was no room to carry it. I was like, okay, we'll get that next time. I can get that one at the library. I'm going there tomorrow. I bet you'll have that book too. I don't have time to read books, so I really have to choose books wisely. See, it makes the book look new, so when I donate it, I put it in those little libraries. People will appreciate that the cover is clean. There used to be a time where a book had a soul. If you would get in big trouble and even arrested. You could go to jail for tearing a book up. Or if you took a scissors and cut into it or put ink in it. Like this episode of The Rifleman. You know that show, The Rifleman? Da, 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 da. I like that. That's my favorite Western TV show. My very favorite. And so the kid in the classroom pours ink on a book. And back then a book was like very special. It wasn't like today, you know how easy it is. They had to literally, you know about bookmaking in the 1800s, so the 1600s you would get hung for doing that to a book. You like this? Thank you, Randall. Hair Baldman. He's Jewish. He probably really likes the German stuff. Jewish. Oy vey. He's not like traditional radical about it. Like he doesn't. You know, like when sundown comes on Friday to Saturday, it's Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. He drinks and goes out and plays music and turns on the lights. You know, like you're supposed to be like keeping it kosher that day. Hey, thanks, Rahim. Have you read A Tree Grows in Brooklyn? That sounds cool. I had my channel for about 5 years. Well, I had a different channel for 8 years. This one I had for 2 years and a half. Actually, it might be 3 years now. I'm not a lady, John Thomas. I'm a dude. I'm a bloke. Das bloke. Seriously, you should be a little more respectful. That's kind of messed up. But it's not the end of the world. Kind of messed up. Miss Lady. Miss Frisky Lady. I look like a lady to you? Do you want to get timed out? Well, looks can be deceiving. Do I also look like someone who would actually save your life if you got in a car wreck? And I would be like unselfish and come and pull you out of the wreckage? Don't judge a book by the cover. You don't know what people do for you. I look like a monkey's uncle to be sure, but I sure as hell am a nice person. But I like how, you know, I like how I look actually. I mean, I know I could look better, but it could be worse things. I'm happy because I'm not a paraplegic, and I'm not a burn victim. Half my face isn't missing. You go on the internet and you'll see all these things that happen to people. And I have to say that I'm pretty blessed because I am not fucked up in such a way that's so repulsive that I don't have a big hole in my face where I used to have a face. I see that shit in there and I'm like very happy about the way I look. I'm glad I'm not in a fucking wheelchair. I can walk around and do this here. That's why I get ashamed of myself when I go and have a pity party and feel bad about myself. Because there's really no excuse for that shit. But you can't help how the chemicals in your body, you can't help how you feel. And look at this. You know who this is, right? He's a wrestler. A friend of mine gave that to me. He gave me a whole bunch of stuff with his image on it. Because he's really gothic like me. And he's awesome. But I kind of had to quit talking to my friend because he wanted to hold my hand at Navy Pier. And he was unleashing his inner left-wing liberal on me. And I couldn't deal with that. Das Left-Wingen sein. Like every time I'd say something, he'd be like, that's not cool. I'm going to stop talking to you if you say that, if you do this. And I said, you know what, goodbye. Because I don't think a 30-year-old or whatever, who's close to that age somewhere, should be telling, someone that age shouldn't be telling like an old fart like me what to do. Because we like to do shit the way we like to do our shit. And yes, this blanket's going to get washed, and all my rugs are getting washed this weekend. Everything. I sit here and I watch TV and stuff, and I work on my music while I'm laying down in the dark watching TV. See, look, my TV will give you the finger, be careful. Turn off the lights, and I have all some of my stage lights there. Yeah, I'm lucky I could still see. I mean, my eyesight's turning to crap. And I'm trying to, if I change my diet and I lose this again, I'll get sick again and I'll lose 30 pounds anyway. When I get sick, any kind of illness in the throat will wipe me out for like a month and I'll lose so much weight. That's kind of why I pack on the pounds when I'm healthy. because it's bad to lose too much weight. I was thinking I could start relaxing now, so I'm thinking that I might go now so that, well, actually, let me put this here. Well, depending on who's still in here and if you're interested, I might go. I forgot to bring my food in here. These pancakes, this is enough for like the entire night. But still, I need to cover it with foil. Such a fucking face, such a fucking South Park. Gambling. Okay. The Cubs one, cool. Cubs love. The last place I stepped was out my front door, downstairs. So, yeah, thanks. Wait, I have to put my phone over here for a minute. And you could see that. Well, I do something over here for a minute. And I won't tell you what it is. I didn't disappear, guys. I'll be back. Yes, thanks to the loss of free speech everywhere on social media, I've been reduced to this, being boring, having to be polite, not being able to take the phone in the restroom and really be a radical. I can't even take off my clothes, because we know you all want to see that. I used to have like 200 people plus in my chat 4 years ago when I would just let loose. I guess Cobra was aware of that too, and you know what? You just see him sitting there drinking. It's what you didn't see him doing on camera, which is probably very dangerous and bad. You have to wonder what he did that he didn't show you. And I don't mean using the bathroom either. Yeah, that took everything out of me to cook that meal. Das Toilet. Das Handiwork. This might be an indication that it's time to go. I can't believe that many people are, 33 people like this video. 15 people are in chat. You never know it's good old days till it's over, it's true. Yeah, I was taking Das Dump, that's true. Who watches this stupid, boring crap? That's what I was wondering. But you're watching it too. My and news. That's what this is for. This isn't like Mr. Beast where you see me dropping watermelon. Something tonight. No, that's nice. Marty's energy. Yeah, that's something. I want to go back outside actually because it's too hot in here. Hey Kim, are you still with us? I don't know what time of day it is for her over there. I ain't gonna lie to you guys, I'm getting extremely tired, so I'm only gonna do this a few more minutes. I just didn't want to leave after using the bathroom. That's fucked up. And no, I didn't bring my phone in there, so no one can get on me for that anymore. But I could go in there and really be rogue and go in there again. No, I'm kidding. Nah, you have to have some kind of class and not bring your phone in the bathroom. The audio went out because I was going down the stairs. As I said, I'm going to wrap this up in a few minutes, so. Do you want to see the spider? Well, listen to those crickets, you hear them? A little spider. There you go. No, I can't do it. I was busy all day. I can't do an hour. If you guys were donating and shit, though, that would kind of inspire me to stick around. That would be a nice incentive. Like I said, you don't have to just throw money at me, but it would be nice. Minnie likes that. But I have merch. I do art cards. I do videos. I do a video of $30 singing your favorite song. Say your name before I sing the song in the video. You know you want it. Thanks, Mario Heat. I'll do an artist trading card for 30, hand drawn, no computer stuff. Paint with acrylic paint, and I have metallic markers as well. So you get everything, and they glow. Some of it glows under the black lights, parts of the card. My book that I wrote, $30. Scroll through my posts in my YouTube channel, and you'll see my book in there, and the stickers you get with it. You get 3 big stickers. 2 which are not available to the public unless they buy like a fan club or something. Fan club is $60 and you get everything. If you buy the super booster fan club kit, that's $100. You get a shirt with that. You get a black t-shirt with my image on it, and it's huge like that, the image. It's basically my symbol that you see on my channel, the red, black, and white. You know, if you buy that, if you pay the $100, you get the book with it too, and you also get the fan club kit. So you're really getting like a free shirt with that. And there's 3 buttons that you get with it too. I usually sell it separate from the fan club just so I have an incentive to make a little bit. I don't really make money with the buttons because the postage sucks all up. You give me $10, it costs about $9 to mail that. So it's really not worth it to buy buttons separately for me. So if you pay postage for any of the other stuff you buy, I'll throw the 3 buttons in there. That's how I do that. The buttons are your postage. I have an 8x10. I still charge $20 for that. I autograph it. Then I laminate it so you can make out with it all you want and get other fluids on it because you know you will. I blew a bubble that encased the spider the other day. And it literally encased it like that, and the spider was in it. And the spider panicked and just went like that and popped it. I've really never had so much money in my life, making money since the last month, I have to say. It just completely stopped. And I think it's because of this one lady who hates me. She's been going around telling people not to buy merch. Even though she paid like hundreds of dollars and was happy. And then one day she hated my guts. I expect that from everybody, to be honest with you. I think at one point everybody's going to tell me fuck you and they're going to move on. But I hope that doesn't happen. I mean, even though a lot of entertainers get old and they can't sing anymore or perform, people will still come see them in concert, even if they're sitting in a chair. Like Kenny Rogers, I saw his last performance, and he's sitting in a chair like this with his mic, and he sang the songs, and that whole fucking house was packed. His fans were so loyal to him. That is messed up so bad. I hope you'll always be my fan. And when you get a cool, different, when you change your name from username and you put a picture, make sure you tell me who you are next time I see you, so I know that's you. Because I'll see you with a new name and a picture, and I won't know who you are. Hit job, you haven't seen me in a while. Well, here I am. Hey, I'm a dude. I be a bloke. Yet you saw the web catching the bubbles, and a spider caught one of the bubbles, and it would put one of its legs out and pop the bubble every time I put it there. And it would do this on the web and hit the web in order to get the bubble out. You don't like my haircut? Well, you don't need to be here. And my hair doesn't always look like this, but today it looks like this. I like my hair. At least I have hair. You haven't seen me since Marty died. Thank you, Randall. Most days my hair is better because I'll take a shower and it will be more spiky. Or I'll put like the oil in there or mousse. But right now it doesn't have that in it. It kind of does look bad, but I wouldn't say it looks terrible either. Jonice Burnett, I haven't seen you at All Star in a while. Well, I wanted to come back, but you know that woman with the blonde hair, Deanna, the crazy lady with the long hair, that's half cocked all the time, drunk? She's the reason why I haven't been going back there, because she communicated some not so kind words to me. She calls me a nutcase. She tells me you all laugh at me. So that's why. That's what she told me. She said, nobody likes you there. And that you guys laugh. I don't believe that's true. But I let her have it, and then she blocked me the end. And you know, this is after I made some real nice signs that said meetup. I went to the library and made a really nice sign. And I put a border, and I went and laminated. I have a laminator upstairs, and I spent time doing that. Just 2 signs. And I made a mistake of telling her in the meetup thing where you can't send photos in there. I said, I made you 2 signs. She says, let me see him. Instead of saying thank you, I can't wait to see him, she says, let me see him now. I mean, that's how belligerent. She got dementia, so she liked that. I ended up getting in a fight with her, getting banned and throwing the signs away because I couldn't like put the pictures in there, and she got impatient. And I have autism, okay, and I have a lot of fear of people when I'm on stage, I have no fear, but outside of that, I really feel self-conscious. But because you came in here and you gave me encouragement, I'm going to make it my priority to come there in 2 weeks, provided I can get transportation there, because they did cut 90% of the benefit I was getting with my Ubers. And I won't go on public transportation to go there anymore, because I got pushed in the street by a guy who tried to kill me 6 to 8 months ago. It was during the winter. So I will go back because you came in here, and I do remember you. I was standing outside there, and I was talking with you, and I gave you some stickers. But yeah, she's the reason why I didn't go back. You should laugh at that lady. She's terrible. I remember when I was performing actually at the Hard Rock Cafe for about 3 months, and they got closed down probably because they were gouging prices and screwing customers over with their expensive prices. But I was lucky enough to perform there, and the videos are. If you look at my live band playlist on my YouTube channel, you'll see all of the performances. I've actually done more performances, but those are the ones I caught on camera. Hotel California, I did with the band, and a month later, the people who take care of the band Eagles, Don Henley. I did Hotel California, and a month later they struck my channel without warning. It's the only strike I ever got for doing music. Even though I have a shitload of Eagles music up in there that they didn't catch. I guess it sounded so good they thought that I stole their music and just uploaded an Eagles video, so it made me feel good. Another time they gave me a warning. They thought that I stole a video from like a harmonic, philharmonic band or place in England, something that's really like upper crust. And they literally thought that I just stole the video and re-uploaded it. And I had to write them. I said, no, that's me. That's me singing with my band. And they reinstated that video. But you just gave me so much encouragement. I didn't think anyone cared about me over there. I'm not going to lie. I just felt like I was not appreciated. I felt invisible. But you coming in here and telling me that really made my night. Thank you. Kim is here, and say hi to Kim. She's like my oldest fan, and she's been with me since day one. Hey, Kim, I want you to meet Jonice Burnett. She is someone I met in person. She's a fan of mine, and I can't tell you how happy I am to see her in here. And I see your comments S claims. I thank you for your comments. Go live when you can see her. No, I'm not allowed to go live in bars. I was warned about that at one bar, so I don't do that. I don't violate people's privacy. Whoa, Mario, thank you. Who's your favorite rock star? See, that's why I'm glad I come here. I'm communicating. I'm hearing such nice things. It's pulling me back out of despair. I'm not going to lie, Jonice. I've been depressed for 6 weeks. That's also caused me to go up into a shell and hide myself from people. I went through like 2 weeks before I would go live. You does like it. So I'm gonna come back again. As long as I can get I just have to ration and make smart decisions on what to use the Ubers for. Because I'm allowed 30 trips a month. And after that, I have to pay full price. El Duce, you're a good person, dude. I think you have great hair like Brad Pitt. And need a band. I do need my own band. I would fucking love that. I love Blondie. You guys can hire me. Remember, you can hire me for $30. And I can make a song. As long as there's a karaoke of it I can sing from, I can perform that song for you and make you a video on my channel. I'll say your name in it. So you get a shout out. I'll say this song is for for instance, this song is for Kim, or this song is for Jonice, and I would say that, and then I would sing the song. So on my Cash App, if you want to hire me, I do it direct. I don't go through third parties, and I don't use what you call Cameo. That's the biggest scam of all time. I get to keep all the money I make from that. Well, if you have money down the road, you can hire me. You don't have to do it now. This is just letting you know that this is what I do all the time. And anytime you think of any reason to hire me, it could be for a birthday or Valentine's Day or just for Halloween for no reason. Do it for a friend. You want me to sing and say your friend's name. My Cash App and my PayPal is Minnie Manson Talent, all one word. I might eat your brain. I am going to commission a song in April. Great. Yeah, being depressed, every time it hits you, they say it hits you 70% harder. 30 trips is nothing when you think of, like you said, coming back. And then for me to need to go to the grocery store almost every day, now I'm going to have to go once a week instead of like every other day. Let's turn to God. I watch some religious stuff. I listen to like the Bible. They have like for sleeping as ASMR. Remember, how have you been? I've been surviving. A bat mitzvah, shalom, oy vey. I'll do whatever you want if you hire me, but I won't travel to places I don't know and anywhere where I have to be dependent on somebody else to come pick me up or whatever because I don't trust people. But if I can get, if it's in Chicago or whatever, or you pay my, if you send me money and you pay for my plane and my Ubers, then yeah, I'll come over there as long as I always have the freedom to come and go and I don't want to be going into a car with anybody that I don't know unless it's an Uber driver. Because when I went in the car with Elisa Jordana, I went to meet her in California 3 years ago. She literally kidnapped me and kept me in the car for like 3 hours. And I had a diabetic event in there and I slumped over and then I started crying because I was in so much pain. What's that fucking bitch and that crack addict, drug dealer, Billy Bob John or whatever his name is done? Instead of helping me, he had bananas in his book bag he could have given me so I could have a meal in my gut. What's that fucking monkey do? He fucking throws him. Fuck you, Billy John, you fucking drug dealing piece of shit. That's the kind of people that Elisa hangs around. She's a very unsavory piece of shit herself. But I went into a diabetic coma, and people were saying if you keep Minnie Manson there and he goes into a coma and he dies, we'll give you $1,000. So you're gonna risk going to prison over a measly $1,000? So yeah, that's what happened there. So that's why I don't get in cars with people anymore. Never will. Ooh, thank you, clouds. I saw what you did. That was nice of you. Let me get my lip balm. My water. Well, now I'm glad I didn't end my show. I was about to, and I came out here and I got some air and everything, and then everybody started coming in. I got 36 likes, 15 people watching. I've been on shows where there'd be 7 people in the chat and I would make $60. I've been on shows that had 500 people in chat and I'd make nothing. So I never look at the quantity of people. It's the quality. That's what matters. You guys can do the super chats or what is it, the super fan thanks or super thanks. If you want to see a big colored banner show up on there and you want me to press the little hearts so my little symbols in there and then I'll be like, damn! So you have that and you can also send money directly. I also have Venmo and Zelle. So if you guys are interested, then I'll let you know that information when the time is right. Or if you ask for it. So I'm working very hard, you know. I lay down at night and watch movies, but I sit in my phone editing most of the stuff I'm doing with my music to prepare for when I actually sing and make the audio tracks because I want them to be as clear as possible. Most of what I'm doing, I can do laying down there while watching TV. So I'm lucky I get to have fun and edit. I just got everything edited and proper for use for doing a crisp copy of Molerat Blues. And then I'm going to start working on Entertainers That Kill You. I kind of have to edit that video a little bit because, you know, some of the words are wacky. And then what I do is I upload on YouTube the crispest copy of the track I have. And then at the same time while playing it, and you can do this if you have premium, you can play the music and go out of the program. I'll do a screen record while playing the karaoke that someone made me. And, you know, some of the words he gets them wrong in there, and that's you'll see if you've seen any of the karaoke videos I put up, especially my songs, you'll see where I had to put the word in there because it helps me to see when I see it. I know what to say. If I see the wrong word too much when I'm doing the karaoke, I might unlearn it and learn a new word that doesn't work right. That's why we've seen it like that. I can't wait to get an album. I would like to get CDs done and tapes. I don't know if I can get records pressed. The guy I was gonna work with, he ripped me off with the buttons, so I won't work with him anymore. But I think maybe Grady might help with that. But I don't know, because he's kind of on hard times. He's kind of doing his own thing right now, and I won't tell you his business. Das Kitty. Just shake some cat. Yeah, hello. Shake some cat food in a plastic container, and your cat will come. Go get the plastic container, or the paper container, whatever it's in. That always worked for us. Or open a tuna can. They'll hear that. So when my mom would, she'd let the cats go out like they do, and my mom would want the cats to come. She'd go outside and open the cat food with the can opener, and they would hear that. Literally 50 cats from every direction would shoot up towards my mom. Whoa, that is a fast bug. So I can stay on here for 10 more minutes. Ended at 3 hours. You guys have 10 quality minutes with me. But yeah, I'll do a bar mitzvah, bat mitzvah, oy vey, shalom. And then I'll sing the blessing, or say the blessing in Klingon, like on Frasier. Did you ever see that episode of Frasier? Where this nerd friend of Frasier's got mad at him. Frasier needed his help reciting something in Hebrew. And he was supposed to go to a convention and get this guy's autograph, and he didn't. So this nerd guy got mad, and instead of writing the blessing in Hebrew, he wrote it in Klingon. And so Frasier goes to his son's bar mitzvah and says it in Klingon, and the rabbi's like, "What is that?" And his son, of course, being a nerd, knew what it was. He's like, those were very touching words. It was a funny episode. Oy vey. Jewish. Shh. So the person giving me the speech therapy that I'm getting a few classes in that, it doesn't go on forever. She gave me sheets of things, instructions, things to do, and exercises, and also if I'm talking and I suddenly stop, that's from stress. It's got a name and everything. It's a real thing. So you're supposed to, when that happens, you inhale, and then you go like this, making a shushing sound. Shh. She says it'll open right up. It's working too for me. Shh. I'm screaming less. You'll see videos on the internet with me screaming and stuff. All my real fans, if you're my real fans, you're going to see that. There's at least 3 videos I know of where I did that. Like I said, I did one to Wendy, one to K Jobs and Wheezy, and the third one I can't remember. But it was always those same people. You notice I don't talk to them anymore. And I made Wendy get diarrhea and made her overdose on her medication as revenge, so... But don't drop me. If you see those videos where I did the holding my bladder stream, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm holding it. I don't do those anymore. The last time I did that was 4 years ago, and because everyone was being such a dick about it, and YouTube was being a prude about it, I stopped doing all that funny stuff. That's what people like. They like the lol cow shit, the autism humor. Minnie Manson hasn't lost his touch. He's just being prevented from doing that stuff. Only because I don't want to get my shit taken away. Oh, here's some more comments. Whoa, look at all these comments. I had to refresh it. Let me look. Whoa, look at all these comments. The last comment I saw for the past 15 minutes was, do you do bat mitzvahs and the God's chapel thing? And then, how have you been? Do you want to smoke a joint? Do I have a job besides rocking? No. I used to. I was working at this place doing like testing food and products before they chose what to do. You know, like a taste tester. But I lost my transportation, so I couldn't go there anymore. Now it's about to start going back again. And once you knew that, those fuckers are going to cut it down to 30 rides a month. So now I can't go to that no more. Yeah, I fucking hate Trump. Fuck Trump. Sometimes I pretend I like Trump, but the truth is I don't. No, I'm not a lesbian. You're out. I'll just time you out. That means you get a chance to come back, so don't do that anymore. Okay. Ew, brains are gross. You don't have to worry about that. Hey, Eddie Spaghetti. That person must have put the same comment in there because there's a lot of deleted messages. Paper, wake up. I'm not sure what that means, but okay. I am to time you out too, Ryan. Oops, I accidentally hid you. Well, you're gone forever. Because you should have been nice. I can hide someone, but I'd have to go on my computer to do it. They don't let you do it in the phone. Kashka, it means cat, right? Yeah, I'm gonna go in about 3 minutes. Hair Baldwin. Go to Kick. You can get away with more on there, I heard. Yeah, everything has to be super clean. Stop trying to be an old maid. Everyone make beats. Get a computer and make beats on Fruit Loops. I like gothic shit. Yeah, I don't want to be an old maid. Fuck that shit. Old maids are the ones that keep complaining and reporting my channels. I don't want old maids. I want old punk, awesome rock and roll chicks. It's not because they're old, you know. Young women can be old maids too. Sorry, I got illiterate. That's what you got it, El Duce, making my own beats. That's correct. The rest of the songs I do, I had some beats made for me. But the rest, oh, you're leaving? Kim, I'm going to leave in 2 minutes also. I love you too. But yeah, I want to make, I don't have instruments except for the guitar, and I don't know a lot of chords, but I have this little tiny keyboard. I mean, just to get the song made, I could press a few keys and make some kind of beat with it. But nothing. Well, Kim just deleted someone. That'll teach you. 2 minutes, 2 minuten. Yeah, I'm leaving in 2 minutes. Less, actually, like a minute and a half. So start preparing to say hello. But yeah, if I made my own music, I'd be a lot happier. I could make some nice shit. I used to make music when I was younger, in my 20s, and my brother would let me play with his keyboard, and I'd just make all these beats. And they weren't beats really, but more like electronic music, like Kraftwerk and Tangerine Dream. I actually like that kind of shit. It's almost like ASMR. Tangerine Dream Love. Like the soundtrack they did for Firestarter. That's. We got less than a minute here, so say goodbye, guys. Yes, Kraftwerk slaps. I want to go upstairs and relax and get some work done tonight. I usually stay up all night working on here. Yeah, good night, everyone. Got 20... 20 more seconds. I don't know what my favorite movie is. Yeah, there's so many. Fruit Loop's been around 20 years. Get a computer and learn. Yeah, don't get on me for that, not being able to learn shit. Come here and show me. So I'll see you later. How do I stop this? Oh, right there. Oh, there's an ant on there. Hi, little ant.